diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Anthony Koclanakis, who's a linebacker out of Murray State. How's it going, man?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm
Appreciate
doing
you having
well.
me.
Why don't you go ahead, just kind of give me a brief summary of your career so far.
Yeah, I started out at Esperanza High School out here in Anaheim, California. I'm from Orange County. And then coming out of high school, I broke my foot, went the junior college route at Santa Ana College. And then from there, I did 1 year at Santa Ana College and kind of jumped on my first offer from Murray State. And I've been there the last 2 years, going on to my last and final year this year, my third year.
Gotcha. And how long have you been a starter there?
I came in my first year and ended up winning the starting job. So 2 years now, 2018, 2019 season.
Cool. And just kind of briefly give me the history of you as a special teamer. What have you done so far in that regard?
As far as special teams at Murray State, I was on punt a lot. But I mean, hopefully this year, my last year, I get to kind of change the narrative on that. Kind of asked my coaches to put me on as many special teams as they possibly can, because I know obviously that's a big part of making a team at the next level. So hoping to get a lot more special teams film this year.
Cool. I mean, obviously it also helps your tackle total. So
Yeah, of course.
hopefully we can get that up. I mean, you actually had a really good season this past year. I mean, making first team all conference. I mean, you had 124 total tackles, 63 of which were solo. So obviously a great season for you as an individual player. But I was just going to ask you, I mean, what do you believe is like maybe one of your best attributes that you bring to the table?
Yeah, I believe, just being able to see the offense's formations and kind of know what's coming at you and what the possible plays are from that, having good football IQ, knowing when to slice through that gap or when to be patient, But it just comes for, I think, having a good feel for football and knowing football and being able to, play football. You don't have to be the biggest, fastest, or strongest, but.
Gotcha. And is there maybe a player in the league that you either, I don't know, compare yourself or try to model yourself after?
Any of those undersized linebackers that aren't 6'3" like Kuechly was. I enjoy watching Danny Trevathan on the Bears because he's kind of that shorter statue, smaller, quicker linebacker. But I mean, there's also other linebackers I like Blake Martinez, a couple dudes like that.
Cool. And tell me about this off season for you. I mean, obviously the whole news about games getting canceled and stuff, wasn't the best of news. But I mean, since you've kind of heard that news and have just kind of been, either at home or just not on the field, I mean, what are you doing in order to, stay motivated?
Yeah, it was tough, everything getting canceled and all. But, I mean, we've had 2 fall camps now as a team, so we got to grow as a team, get better as a team. Still haven't played anyone else yet. And then when I'm at home, just training with some of my trainers out here, working on speed, explosiveness, stuff that'll translate onto the field when we finally get the opportunity to.
Gotcha. And I realize also that you're one of the team captains there at Murray State. So talk to me about what, being a team captain really is for you, and what kind of a leader are you?
Yeah, I mean, the last couple seasons I kind of led by example. I wasn't really a big rah-rah guy, stuff like that. But, I mean, I think leader comes with the responsibility of getting everyone to come together to accomplish one goal. And I think in able to do that, you have to be able to, talk and encourage and get everyone to believe not only in you, but what the end goal is. So.
Gotcha. And chat with me just for a little bit, if you don't mind, just about your experience in the film room, maybe how that's changed over the years, and what exactly are you looking at when you're studying your opponents?
Yeah. In the film room, I didn't really have much of a background how to break down film, but I've got the opportunity to, watch film with some of my D coordinators over the years, and they just really teach you like certain things, like the depth of the back can determine, whether it's a downhill run, outside run, stuff like that. Tight ends, looking at like why off. It kind of tells the situation of the play, which plays you can possibly get coming at you. Just little things like that I never really opened my eyes to until this last season, which I think was a big help.
Gotcha. And during your time there in the film room, like, has there been maybe one particular team or player you studied the most, or I don't know, just kind of tell me maybe who's been like some of your stiffest competition over the years. What's like the best player you've faced?
Yeah, I think not necessarily a player, but a team that I spend a lot of time watching is a team like Austin P, where they're going to run the ball, they're going to line up with some tight ends, some run heavy sets, and they're going to say, we're going to block you here. You either shed it or you miss a line to it, then we're gonna rip you. So I think Austin P, teams like that like to run the ball, know exactly what you're getting. You just have to break down what they do in the film room and get after them.
Gotcha. So let's kind of just shift gears a little bit. I mean, you talked about the film room. Let's just go ahead and kind of move towards the weight room. I mean, I realize, part of your resume is that you actually were a power lifter in high school. So tell me about your maybe your approach and your attitude towards the weight room, and maybe what your favorite lift is there.
Yeah, I love the weight room. A lot of guys on my team love the weight room. We get excited just like it's a game, running down into the weight room at 6 a.m, especially in the off season, because that kind of is your game day. That's your one thing you got to do that day. But we get excited, we get pumped up. I think clean would probably be my favorite lift, power cleans. But yeah, I personally love the weight room. Get juiced up when you go.
Gotcha. And which one of your lifts there are you most proud of?
I would probably say power clean. It's my favorite lift.
Gotcha. And you're like in the 330, 340 range there? Is that kind of where you're at?
I power clean 335 last. I mean, we haven't done it in a while, but.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, hopefully you can get that up. I mean, whenever you can get that recorded. So I want you maybe to share maybe your best moment as a football player so far, like, maybe a play or a game that just kind of sticks out for you in your career.
Yeah, I mean, my best moment, I've had a lot of, collective games where I finished with a lot of tackles, but as far as like one moment goes, I probably say, sacking Jake Fromm in the middle of a tie ball game in Athens, Georgia, but they ended up blowing us out after that. But it was still a close game. It was still, their ones versus our ones, and I was able to get back there. I was pretty stoked to look up and see my parents up there after a play like that. But
yeah, I mean, being able to go out there and really face probably one of the most talented, ball clubs in all college football, and being able to, again, like you said, I mean, make that play in front of the world so that people know who you are. I mean, we could probably go back and get to that film very easily, like through YouTube or something. So, right. I mean, I'm sure that's readily available for people to see, which is nice for you because, you figure your film is, again, readily available for people to see. So let's just kind of chat a bit about like maybe who you are off the field. I realize that you're an economics major with a computer science minor. Chat with me about, who you are as a student and maybe any, I don't know, interests or hobbies of yours, like outside of sports.
Yeah, as a student, I obviously strive to be the best in the classroom. Economics was a little challenging for me. About to finish that up here. I graduate in a couple weeks, but I mean, I think I'm graduating with a 3.0 cumulative GPA, which is not bad, but it was definitely a challenge. And then, I mean, off the field and not in the classroom, I'm usually just, you know, playing video games with people back home, my brother and close friends, or watching movies, just stuff like that, pretty laid back.
Gotcha. And you were telling me at one point that you're also a big movie buff. So,
Yeah, big movie quote.
You have any like favorite movies or favorite movie quotes that, you know, you kind of, I don't know, have in your hip pocket, so to speak?
I mean, probably The Big Lebowski. It's always a funny comedy to fall back on, but just like all comedies, don't really do too many scary movies, to be honest, but
Yeah, my wife doesn't necessarily like those either. So I mean, we just kind of stick to like Marvel movies and stuff. That's just kind of how it goes. But hey, man, during this point in the interview, I just kind of want to give you the opportunity to just give a little love to some people in your life that have helped, you know, get you to where you are today. So just, if you don't mind, just chat about some of those coaches, leaders, mentors, and then just kind of lead a little bit into some teammates that have really just meant a lot to you over the years.
Yeah, I mean, my high school coaches and junior college coaches, I mean, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to, you know, continue to play. And then, obviously, Mom, Dad, I love you. I'd like, thank my little brother for, you know, inspiring me to keep pushing through and inspire others. And then I like to thank Quincy Williams and Drew Anderson, you know, for inspiring some of us smaller FCS players, you know, that we can make it to, you know, your dream job if you just put your nose down and grind. So.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, you know, your teammate in Quincy Williams, I mean, he's playing for what, like Jacksonville right now, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, guys from Murray State have actually made it to the league and are doing quite well. We're almost done with the interview. Just to let you know, man. So I mean, basically, I try and ask the why question to everybody. Explain maybe why you play football and some of your motivation, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I come from, you know, a very hardworking family, and I mean, they inspire me to just work hard in what I do and what I love. And, you know, hopefully one day I could work hard so that they don't have to. And, you know, I just like to inspire my little brother and family, you know, take care of them.
Gotcha. And what would be your pitch to a professional team? I mean, what sort of player would they be getting if they took a chance on you and signed you and brought you into their team?
I mean, you're getting a player that obviously loves the game, knows the game. He'll do whatever he can to win the game, obviously. And then, again, rally his teammates behind him, get everyone on the same page, communicating on all levels, you know.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, obviously, a player that has succeeded on the field. You know, I realize that you know you're almost done there as a student. You're this close to being able to graduate. So I mean, a lot of things in your future that I mean I know are good. I mean, again, I do wish you best of luck moving forward, bud. I think one of the things that you do bring to the table really is just your leadership. I mean, you figure you can go out there, you know, on special teams, or move around there a little bit as a linebacker. Yeah, again, thank you so much for your time. This is Anthony Koclanakis. It's kind of hard to say that name, but I got to make sure I say it right. Anthony Koclanakis, linebacker, Murray State. Thank you so much for your time, bud.
Thank you.